Okay, Scum. You start as criminal. You can set up your guide, male, female. Tattoos only exist on male characters at the moment. I like females. You can turn the pixelation off. I've just left that on because some of you might be looking at this at work and need something that's a little bit more safe. But you know, you can change things as you need. You know, things. Either way, you then can customize your character to a certain degree. And then you choose skills. Look, they're all as good as each other, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to choose running, endurance, and dex skills, awareness skills. I want some survival, because I like to survive, and some engineering. I don't really find engineering that useful, but anyway. So what I'm consuming is out of my skill sets here. So I need some dex. I don't know what stealth's good. And strength. I need something in strength. I want to say melee, half melee, and 3 points in rifles. For example, yeah, that's good. Created my character. I then, I then joined the world. So how do you join the world? You sort of, I don't know, get teleported or kicked out of an aeroplane somewhere above the map. So there we go. So it's a big map. Oh, there we go. So yes, tied up and parachuting. So yeah, very, very, very large map. That way, sorry. There you go. Very, very large map. Looks sort of like this. Can look a bit harsh, but here I am in A4. I should start thinking about taking control of my character. There we go. We're coming in and we're going to pop a shoot. It doesn't matter when we pop a shoot here because we're in single player. Generally try and pop lower to the ground so that you don't get seen by other players. We're coming in the lower half of the map. This is more like a temperate zone, a little bit more arid. There we go. Boff. Starting off, don't drink the salt water.
Secure communication with human asset established. Greetings, human asset. Welcome to Scum Island tutorial protocol provided by the Tech One Corporation.
Yeah.
My designation is Dual Energetic Entity Neural Appliance Sardina. I am an artificial intelligence created by the Tech One Corporation tasked with overseeing the Scum Show protocols, including
something in here. You know what? Just let it talk.
Preparation of human assets. If you wish to activate the tutorial, please do so on your journal interface.
Yeah,
Secure
well,
channel
we don't
closed.
want to. All right, so you got your character. Obviously, bottom left-hand corner is your sort of quick stats and the status of your body. At the moment, we're healthy. Top right is just some other stuff around how much gold you have, how much money you have, how many fame points you have. Then you get inventory. So you can carry only a limited amount of stuff, both limited by weight and inventory space. We don't have a lot of inventory space at the moment, effectively only the pockets that are available on the garments that we have on, which is our prison stuff. You can carry two weapons and one in your hands. So you're gonna run around and you're gonna do things. So first thing I'm gonna do is go and look for some rocks. I've got 2 rocks, good. Means I can do some crafting. So here's everything we can craft. This is set by your survival and engineering skills, but generally anything that requires no skill, you can craft. So you can always craft basic weapons. I'm going to craft a stone knife, and here comes the first part of the game that's probably going to piss you off. So I've crafted a stone knife. Where is it? It's on the ground. So you always have to be aware of where your stuff is. You've got to pick it up. And inventory management, it's complicated because it has to be, but it just is what it is. So I've got a stone knife there, and now I can start to do things with it. Well, what I might want to do is I'm going to take my socks and I'm going to cut my socks into rags. And when I cut my socks into rags, where are the rags? Well, they're on the floor. Well, one rag. Great. I'll cut up my underwear. Two rags. Great. I must have it on default server settings. I can then, cut up some bushes. Bushes will give me sticks. You get the idea, right? We're making stuff. So here on the ground, I've got sticks. A long wooden stick with a knife I can turn into an improvised wooden stick. So you get the idea of what the crafting looks like. There's my wooden spear. It sits on my back. Base building is under the building tab, and so you'll take what you want to build, put it in a place. Oh, I haven't built a claim area, but you would basically put down the schematic and then bring the components that you need to make that item. Then we get to the main one, metabolism. Look at it, it's glorious. Got your skills and your stats, and tells you all about your stuff, how fast you walk, how fast you jog, how fast you run, any energy penalties, what you're doing, healing speed and body mass distribution and nutrient absorption speed, and you basically ignore all that shit. Coming over to the health panel, you can see your stats. This is probably where you're going to spend more of your time, because you're always at some point going to have an untreated wound, or a wound that's in stabilization, or a wound that's in recovery. On the right hand side is nutrition. This is probably the most important piece, where you're trying to manage your body's you think you're going to need to manage all this. Generally you don't. You just eat what you find. You do kind of want to watch your energy and what you're eating, because if you're over 100% energy, you're going to start to accumulate fat on your body, and fat will then degrade your performance if you're too fat. And then you have to you got a colon meter and a bladder meter. You got a shit and piss. So you do that from a radial menu, and you go to the toilet, work out what you want to do, or you can actually vomit if you've eaten something poisonous. You've got dances and taunts and actions. So I might want to lay down to restore more energy, more stamina, or I might want to sit because I don't particularly want to lay down because it takes me longer to get up. Then you'll go through the world. Actually, while we're here, let's just go back out to main menu. Let's go and have a look at the world. What I've just done is turned on drone mode. It's just a single player thing. It turns you into a drone. There we go. I'm a drone now, and I can hoon around the world. Go into third-person view. Start to hoon around the world. Get up a bit high. You can start to see what the place looks like. This is some sort of military depot over here. Oh, it is actually. It's a full-on military depot. Didn't know this was here. So, turn my speed down a bit. You can see there's these mechs. They only exist in more or less like high loot areas. Killing them is pretty hard. You generally don't bother. They're not worth the ammunition. They tend to walk around pre-programmed routes, and you just got to stealth past them. The main bad guys in the game are too much speed. Turn down speed. There we go. The main bad guys are what's called puppets. Puppets look like... Where are they? Jeez, I should have come to this military depot with my character. No puppets? No puppets. Basically like zombies. They're not armed. They're just gonna run at you and try and hit you with their limbs. And in doing so, you'll take wounds, which you then have to manage and treat. Let's see if I can show you that as well. What else? Yeah, so you have to eat, you have to drink. You need to forage off the land, or you're going to go and hunt wildlife. You've got to build a fire and cook the meat. Oh, you can eat it raw, but you know it has outcomes. You could catch a disease, and you know other things can happen. But yeah, very pretty world. Very sort of Slavic sort of world, I guess. In terms of weapons and equipment, oh, there's absolute tons of stuff. Just go back, turn off drone mode, get back into the game. So you can have, what do we got? 22 cal, yep, I get some of that. Spawn item, I think it's a hunter. Yeah, that'll do. BP weapon, hunter, yep, that'll do. BP weapon. Ugh, I should have planned ahead a bit. Magazine. So here you go. So here's everything on the ground. Actually, what I want's a backpack. Backpack, hiking. I really want a hiker's backpack. Goat, horse, BTC backpack, police backpack, hiking backpack. That'll do. Yep, there we go. So a hiking backpack. Yep, great. Equip that. Yay, I've got storage now. So here's some ammo, and here's a magazine, and here's a rifle that I've got. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to unpack my ammo. I need to actually load my ammo, and you can see I'm actually loading it in round by round into the magazine. I need to then get my rifle. Well, I can put the magazine into the rifle directly, or I can just reload the rifle. Right, obviously this is bolt action, but repeaters are there, and then you're either down sights or we're adding a scope. Weapon scope, hunter scope is what I probably want. Hunting scope, there we go. I want that. Give me that one. Hunting scope, there we go. Hunting scope, take my hunting scope, put it on my rifle, there we go. And so, yeah, now I've got a scope, and the scope, some of them have got zoom, there's range finding, and I think range is gonna, in the top left, is gonna tell me range in a second. Come on, 12 meters, okay. But you can see I've got, my 0 point at the moment by the second item on the left, 0 at 100 meters. You can change that. Depending upon how far you want to snipe with your rifle. You can be taking some really long shots in this game because the draw distance is absolutely stunning. It is affected by temperature, wind, humidity, so you do have to, if you really want to take those long shots, you've got to allow for that sort of thing as well. Lots of autos in the game, lots of different weapons, but it can be a little bit frustrating in as much as you might find a weapon that you really, really want and you don't have any ammo for it. To a degree, you can get around that by crafting crafted ammo. If you can find a workbench and the necessary components, you can craft this shit ammo and put it through your weapon. Doesn't exactly shoot straight because it's not good ammo, and it also wears your weapon a bit more, and then you've got to repair your weapon and blah 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 blah. So yeah, that's what Scum looks like in a nutshell. Unfortunately, I haven't got any bad guys. What I'll do is I'll go and find some bad guys and show you what that looks like in a second video.